Hey guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. Well, this box has been sitting on the table for a few weeks now. Had some beers that I've reviewed prior to this, and obviously with going camping last weekend now that we were allowed to, and also working last week, as well as finishing off some other reviews, it's time to review Beer Cartel. So they're a subscription service. You can do gift packs for people's birthdays or gestures or whatever. This box is from their bootlegger subscription pack, $39.99 per month. Comes with 3 times limited release new beers, 3 times mix of your favorites, awesome varieties, and super fresh. There was, I think, $15 postage on this, which I think is pretty reasonable. I'm not too sure if that was their postage post prior to COVID happening, or if it was a new fee because of all these other procedures that they had to bring in because of it. So, first of all, Beer Cartel, package right there, tells you what it is. Hey delivery person, thanks for looking after me, you're awesome. One little negative, and I like my puns, they really missed an opportunity here. Your day just got all kinds of bitter. They should have wrote bitter just for the pun's sake, but that's just because I'm an old dad joke kind of a guy at heart. But other than that, we'll get cracking. So open it. It's just been on the table, so the beers won't be completely cold, but I've got some whiskey rocks that I generally have on with my whiskies, because I just normally have them neat with those sometimes, or just neat, so I don't put ice blocks in them. So that should be able to counteract the fact that these haven't been in the fridge. So before I pull them out, packaging is something that I bang on about in a lot of my videos, but like I said in my last video, it's very, very important, because if you like a style of beer and there's several in the fridge at your shop you're going for, generally the one that's a good looking can or sort of describes in a way of the design, shows what the beer could be like, or just an interesting kind of looking can, you're probably more inclined to pick that one out of the fridge than one that doesn't look all that appealing to your own tastes, but also just on the eye. So I'm basically going to pull it out. There's 6 in there, and whichever one I like the packaging of the most is the one I'm going to review first up. And then obviously over the coming weeks, I'll review the rest of them. So without further ado, I'll just pull them out one by one. Black Man's Needs More Citra IPA. Not a bad looking can. Kind of looks a bit like me, don't you think? Not bad. All right. That's the first one. Lucky dip. This is a much bigger can. It's 4.5% alcohol. It's a DDH hazy pale ale with rainforest lime by One Brew Nation. Pretty interesting can, pretty interesting font. It kind of just shows that's probably like a lime. So yeah, it basically says what it is on there. I won't go into too much detail, because I'll probably do that at a later date when I review them. So I'll just pull them out one by one. A dark ale. Donny Dark Ale. Interesting character there. He looks kind of warm with his jacket, pop collar, with a beer in hand. By Your Mates Brewing, Sunshine Coast. Colonial Porter, I have tried this before. Porter Robust by Colonial, one of my favourite beers. They make good pale ale. They make good IPA. I'm fairly sure they've got a lager as well. They do a really good cider. They're a fantastic company. Mountain Goat IPA. I've had a lot of Mountain Goat different types of beers, but I've never tried that IPA. Pretty cool green and yellow can. Moving right along. The Coastal Brewing Company Resilience Pale Ale. Kind of like the blue metallic look on that can there. Alright, so I think the can that's probably appealed to me the most is the first one I pulled out. He's got hops there for a mustache, which I think is pretty cool. So I'll put the other ones back in. Is there anything else in there? Show us your craft beer and win. Share your best craft beer photos in our Facebook group. Tasting notes. Beer subscription tasting notes now available online to access. Simply enter the following web address or open the camera on your smartphone and scan the QR code below. So they do other subscriptions. They do a 12-pack and they do a limited edition 12-pack. The 12-pack's $69.99, and the limited edition one is $89.99. Do they have any others if I scroll down? They probably do. Just have a look on their website, www.beercartel.com.au. So yeah, put the other ones back in their box for a later date. Actually, to be honest, all the cans are quite cool, so I still probably will use the whiskey rocks unless it says I have to drink it at a certain temperature, which I'll just have a look. Nope. So yeah, I will get some whiskey. I will get some whiskey rocks in there just to make it cold. So, Blackman's in Torquay. 100% independent, always brewed in Torquay. 6.5% alcohol. Triple dry hopped with Yakima Chief hops, freshest crop of Citra T90 and Citra Cairo. Single hop. Citra, actually, I won't read it out. I'll just pour it into a glass and I'll have it sniff with the aroma, tell you what you think, and then I'll read the back. So, as you saw in my last video, I didn't do a very good job of opening the can, so hopefully this time I can do a better job. Ooh, that's nice. That's very nice. So instantly it just came at me, kind of a bit ironic of how out there the can is. So we'll get that into a glass. Don't mind the colour of the whiskey rocks. I won't really comment on the fact that it's changed the colour of the bottom. But two-finger head, white head, decent levels of carbonation, which is good. It is very citrusy. It smells very viney. It smells good. Well, I've just got the footy in the background. Essendon's off to a good start, so that's always handy when you go for Essendon. I'm just fixing up this camera. I don't like the height it's sitting at. So yeah, before this review, I just did a training session. So hence why I'm in a singlet on a cold day. But we'll get into it. Ooh. Very citrusy, very hoppy. To anyone that has actually tried this beer, please feel free to comment on what your thoughts are on it. If you love it, if you hate it, if you're indifferent on it. I'm quite enjoying it. So in terms of pricing, I'm not really going to judge the pricing of this can individually. I'm just going to talk about it from this standpoint as a collective. I think, $40 all up plus the postage, where you don't actually have to drive your vehicle and waste petrol and stuff, is actually a pretty good deal. Obviously, it comes at not the first of every month, but the start of the next month, which obviously I waited a little while because I bought it in midway through the last month. But it's definitely worth the wait. Definitely made me kind of feel like a kid on Christmas. But it's been sitting there mocking me on the table, just saying, open me, open me, open me. And I've been refrained. And just waited patiently until the right moment. And this is the right moment. So I read the back. Citra is music to the ears of many an IPA head, dancing with citrus and tropical vibes. Breathe it in deep and smell the hops. Yeah, it's very hoppy beer, which I don't mind. For all the guys and girls out there that need more in their IPA. Well, as you can see by Mr. Mustache Man, with hops for a mustache, it pretty much just paints the picture, excuse me, that it's a very hoppy beer. So it's a lovely looking beer. So I'll just hold this up, see if I can get a thumbnail. Wow. See if there's anything else written on the can. Ingredients: water, malt, hops, yeast, love and thyme in tank, no additives or preservatives, store cold and drink fresh. Product of Australia. Brewed and canned by Blackman Brewery in Torquay, 26 Bell Street, Torquay, Australia. Not bad. It's very refreshing. It's got that vinous quality about it. It's very hoppy. It's a very well balanced beer for something that is quite hoppy. Sometimes there is situations with hoppy beers that, like, if it's skewed to one side of just being too hoppy, but it's not balanced with other things, that it can sort of not be a pleasant experience. But they've done a good job here. They've really done a good job here. So I wouldn't mind some more interactions on my videos. Obviously, it's going to take time to build a bit of an audience and to sort of hit a pocket of audience that comment and that keep dialogue going and that sort of stuff. But for people that love their Citra IPA, feel free to comment. If you like this one, what other ones you do like, what ones that you dislike. But having said that, what someone might like and what I might like might be two different things. And also, just sometimes it's situational. There could be another time where I potentially don't actually like this, but I do like it. So we'll go to rating, and I'll just give it a solid 8. It's fantastic. It's refreshing. It's really good. Drinkability for 6.5, really good for 6.5. Like I've spoken in other videos, is as the alcohol content starts pushing up past 6, I find that if you don't get it right, you know, it can be a pretty unpleasant experience. You know, if they don't get it right, and I've got it right here. So fantastic. Give it a rating of 8. The whiskey rocks did play a part in getting that temperature to a refreshing temperature, and it does have a good mouthfeel, which is good. As you can see, the head around the glass, that's sort of the coating around the mouth, sort of lingering the sort of citrus flavors around your palate. So, good beer. Happy that I finally opened the package. Have a look at Beer Cartel, and yeah, just get stuck into it, guys, and hope whatever beers people are drinking, you're enjoying them, and we'll see what happens on our next review. Smith City out, guys. Cheers.